You should disconnect it. On top there's disconnect. You see. Yeah. Start with Mangalachan first. There's sheep.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author.
Ashtabhayeshwabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamaśloke Bhakti Bhavati Nashti. All that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed.
And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose face we transcendental song is
Established as an irrevocable fact.
Mirandasya Jnananjana-Shakaya
Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the dark feast of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes to the thought night of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
Mukam Karoti Vashtaram. Respectful obeisance to the spiritual master, lily of the fallen souls. His mercy turns the dumb into eloquent speakers, enables the lake to cross mountains. Very good. It's okay. It's been recorded. Yes. We'll be reading from 33 to 37. Give me one moment. Yes. Yes, Aryan, would you like to read 33? Yes.
For those who are monitoring in the material universe, there is no more species of ignorance than what is gained and the direct devotional service of
Shuanshu Bru.
The great personality Brahma, with great attention and concentration of the mind, studied the Vedas 3 times, and after scrutinizingly examining them, he ascertained that attraction for the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna is the highest perfection of religion.
35.
The personality of God is Sri Krishna is inevitably being born with and this fact is perceived and hypothesized in our acts of seeing and talking and taking help from the intelligence.
Okay, it is therefore essential that every human being hear about, glorify, and remember the Supreme Lord, the personality of God, always and everywhere.
Those who drink from the water of Samsung, fully filled with the nectarian message of Lord Krishna, to be aware of the devotee spirit, life, political, and life knowledge naturally.
reciting the verse? Oh, 33. Okay, sorry.
Hare Krishna. Before starting, I would actually like to give a message to all of you who are here. You all are my mentors, you all have helped me a lot in education. And it's my first time. I would request you all to bless me so that I can try telling whatever should have gone bad, whatever not something. Hare Krishna. Nare Pato Yama Shiva Pantha
Nahi Atonya Shiva Pantha
Vishata Samsaka Iha
Vishata Samskritabhiha
Vasudeve Bhagavati
Vasudeve Bhagavati
Bhakti Yogo Yado Bhave
Bhakti Yogo Yato Bhave Nahi Atonya Shiva Pantha Vishata Samskritabhiha Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yogo Yato Bhave
Nahi Atonya Shiva Pantha
Nahi Atonya Shiva Pantha
Vishata Samskritabhiha
Vishata Samskritabhiha Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yogo Yato Bhave Nahi Atonya Shiva Pantha
Nahi Atonya Shiva Pantha
Vishata Samskritabhiha
Vasudeve Bhagavate
Vasudeve Bhagavati
Bhakti Yogo Yado Bhave
Bhakti Yogo Yato Bhave
Nahi Atonya Shiva Pantha
Nahi Atonya Shiva Pantha Vishata Samskritabhiha Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yogo Yato Bhave.
Let's all read syllables. No.
No, he, certainly,
Beyond this,
Anya,
any other. Shiva, auspicious. Panta means
Vishata, boundary, Samsmita, in the material world, Iha, in this life, Vasudeva, understood Vasudeva, Krishna, Bhagavati, the personality of God, Bhakti Yoga, direct devotional service, Yata, wherein, Bhave, may result in.
Translation. Let's all read together.
Okay. For those who are wandering in the material universe, there is no more auspicious means of conversation. Never see that in the direct devotional service of our Krishna.
Good.
As will be clarified in the next verse, devotional service or direct bhakti yoga is the only absolute and auspicious means of deliverance from the grip of material existence. There are many indirect methods for deliverance from the clutches of material existence, but none of them is as easy and auspicious as bhakti yoga. The means of Gyan and Yoga and other allied disciplines are not independent in delivering a performer. Such activities help one to reach the stage of Bhakti Yoga after many, many years. In the Bhagavad Gita 12.5, it is said that those who are attached to the impersonal feature of the Absolute are liable to many troubles in the pursuit of their desired goal. And the empiricist philosophers searching after the absolute truth realize the importance of Vasudev realization as all in all after many, many births. Bhagavad Gita 7.19 verse. As far as yoga systems are concerned, it is also said that in the Bhagavad Gita 6.47 that amongst the mystics who pursue the absolute truth, the one who is always engaged in the service of the Lord is the greatest of all. And the last instruction, the Bhagavad Gita 18.66, advises fully surrendering unto the Lord, leaving aside all other engagements or different processes for self realization and liberation from material bondage. And the purpose of all Vedic literatures is to induce one to accept the transcendental loving service of the Lord by all means.
As it already explains the text of Srimad first canto, the direct Bhakti Yoga are the means which ultimately culminates in Bhakti Yoga, without any tinge of fruitive activity, constitute the highest form of religion. Everything else is simply a waste of time for the performer. What's that? What's the bro?
Sridhar for me and all other acharyas like you Goswami agree that Bhakti Yoga is not only easy, simple, natural and free from trouble, but it's the only source of happiness for the human being. Ciao.
Hare Krishna. So, thank you, Madhu. So today we are reading. Actually, it's kind of going. The class is kind of going to be in a flow of question and answers. Not only will we need to be answering, but you guys are also welcome to answer. Along with that, I'll be asking you questions. It's just to build that interactiveness, nothing else. Okay? Because what we are going to know about today is the ultimate shelter. And if you can see at the screen, it's mentioned there is no more auspicious path than bhakti. It's very specific words which are being used. There is no more auspicious path than bhakti. This is a kind of bold statement for people like us to give it directly. And I agree, this is very bold. When I read it first time, I read the same. But this is the verse that provides one of the clearest instructions in Srimad Bhagavatam of path to eternal happiness, of path to ultimate shelter. So just keep yourself in a position right now and think like Parikshit Maharaj, if you knew that you had exactly 7 days left to live, what would you ask anyone? Or will you even go to ask anyone a few things? I know we all have been reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and most of you are going to answer now that, oh, I'll read Srimad Bhagavatam, oh, I'll read Srimad Bhagavatam. But yes, for devotees, I can say definitely it's true. For me personally, I would rather go to India, try doing trips, do a lot of things, because that's the first instinct that I still have. Yeah. But Parikshit Maharaj, being an amazing devotee, he went to Sukdev Goswami, who didn't waste even a minute. What he started, just giving him instructions about Krishna, just letting him know about Krishna. So try keeping yourself in a position, or there is a building. It's a small story. There is a burning building. You are inside of it. What would you like to hear when you know, or you actually don't know, when there is a firefighter who's telling you that there is only one safe exit, only one. But there are few people who are telling you that, oh, there are a lot of exits over here. There are a lot of places from where you can jump, where you can save yourself. What would you like to hear? The firefighter or people?
Firefighter.
Exactly, right? That's the same thing Sukdev Goswami is doing. It's just it's his way of showing compassion to us that no, I'm going to tell you the only way. The only way is bhakti. That's the main topic of our Srimad Bhagavatam class today. That there is no more auspicious path than bhakti. That's why we are Sukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj as the best examples over here. Okay, so I I actually wanted to give or dedicate this class to all of you, but also this particular slide to Sarthak Prabhu, because I wanted to dissect it like he does. A specific word he'll choose and then he'll speak about it. So my main topic of this particular slide is Samskriti. We all just read what Samskriti means, right?
it's fine. So it's the wheel of repeated birth and death. It's not just birth and death. Again, it's wheel of repeated birth and death. If I have to actually ask you what is your biggest problem, you'll definitely say what your biggest problem is right now. And there are all those problems in the upper side of the funnel, which is money, job, marriage, health. Whatever there is, it will fall under these four categories, some way or the another. Or then now, because we are in Kali-yuga, we'll be having mental problems as well. That is fifth thing, or I believe that is the funnel. So that is something which is going to happen in IRCC as well. So, okay, these are all the problems. But what the actual problem is, what we are facing right now. Srila Prabhupada encodes that we, as a soul, got this body, and he gives an example of us coming to different country. And just suppose I'm giving an example of myself. I have been to Canada for the last 3 years, and now if I go back home, I definitely am going to remain confused that where do I belong? Do I belong in India? Do I belong in Canada? Or where am I actually from? So that's the same confusion what soul is having right now. It has been traveling. It has been traveling from so long, millions of lifetimes, and it has been traveled in 8.4 million species. We were animals. Not the evolution process I'm talking about. We have been into animal body, we have been into human body, we have been into demigod's body as well. So now it's just that our soul is confused, and he has made this material world as our eternal shelter. It's thinking like that right now. But then our Srila Prabhupada, most years Srila Prabhupada, he came to this world to tell us that Jeev Jago, this is not an eternal shelter. The eternal shelter is Krishna. How to go there?
Bhakti yoga.
Exactly. There is no more auspicious path than Bhakti. That's the proof. Here it's also mentioned Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Vishnu Bhagavad. That's what Krishna also says. It's the process where we get stuck. And exactly as I mentioned, that's where we all are right now. So few examples to make it clear. So what I wanted to do personally is, I personally wanted to explain things like I'm explaining a 5-year-old, which is me personally. Why? Because this soul has lived those 5-year-old body. This soul is living now 25-year-old body. It might live 26, 27, 30-year-old body as well. But what about the soul? That's the example we are having in front of us right now. So just, if I have to ask you, if you are a driver of a car, right? You are driving a car. Suppose your car gets scratched a little bit on the left side. Is your body, yeah, I have to be specific. Is your body also going to get scratched?
No.
The body. That's also goes to others, right? Problems. Yes, is your body going to get scratched?
No.
No, right? Same thing. Whatever problems we are facing, it's just for this body, not for our soul. And whatever problems we are facing, they all are at the end temporary. They all are temporary problems. They'll go down with this body. As soon as this body is gone, those problems will go. The problems will go, sorry. So that's what we are trying to see over here. That how we actually try to do all of those things just for this body, just to keep this body active. And it requires constant maintenance from our side. How? Eating food, by doing gym, by doing a lot of things, by making our body aesthetic. But a lot, like, I don't know to be specific, but yeah, these are few of the things that we do. But what do we do for our soul? Soul is the one which is the only thing which is eternal. It's unchanging, and the most important point is it's the only observer that we have. This is a very special picture. I like it a lot. So I named it as a misalignment. Why misalignment? I guess picture explains everything, and you guys can need explanation as well if it's not supposed to happen. But it's fine. Okay. Now again, if fish is out of water and if it could speak, what would it ask for? Yeah, you guys can see it. Yes, it would definitely ask for water. But what if I provide it with $1 million and then also diamond necklace and a big house? Yeah, these are the problems that we were facing, right? If it was something which was scratching our wallet, what is it going to have that fish right now at this position? What does it mean?
Water.
Water. What's like water for us? As if I'm a fish who have been in this material world from so long. I have got everything. $1 million, a diamond necklace, a larger house. But still, there is a need within me, there is a need inside me that's always constantly asking for something. What is that ask? It feels like the need is to be happy. Exactly. What's that happiness? That's a misalignment. That's a misalignment with Krishna. That's a misalignment with Goloka. And when devotees like Srila Prabhupada come to this material world, they tell us that, okay, you need water. You have got everything. But what you need right now is water. Drink water. Water is everything. It's a nectar, it's a nectar of holy bhakti. And that's what we are drinking today. Okay, so this is the example which relates with the earlier slide, that when I'm actually keeping myself as phone, like putting myself in position of a phone, right? I have everything in this one. Okay, it's a good bottle. It has good aesthetic if I remove this cover, and it has good system. It's I guess around 92% right now, so it's fine. It will work amazing. But what about the battery percentage? What if I have just 1% of charging? It's going to go down. We all know. I'm not talking about Apple, but it's going to go down soon. That's how all of our lives are. Bhakti is the actual charger that connects the soul to its internal source, which is Krishna. Besides that charger, this phone is actually good, but it's not going to work. It will be there for a certain period of time, and then what? It's going to go off because it doesn't have a charger. What is the charger for? It's Bhakti. And without that, we cannot do anything. In our most dear Srila Prabhupada, we can look up to this example. Whole life, whole life. It's just been fulfilling one mission. We should bring people closer to Krishna. It, which is the actual thing which eternally solved every problem. That chanting Hare Krishna. It solved everything for everyone. As soon as he brought everyone closer to Krishna, none of those problems were there. Janma Mrityu Jararani, everything got removed because they all followed Srila Prabhupada. That's what we all are trying to do as well. Now, now solution part comes with a lot of questions. You have fed your body today, not I'm talking about it because you are hungry this morning. But yeah, you have ate rice yesterday. You all saw me as well eating very and that's the food. But again, that food is for body. But how? How you can actually feed your souls? There are few materials which you take or which you consume, which help you to give that same charging that you provide to your body, to your soul as well. That is, you guys are going to read as well.
Chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra sincerely. Hear Srimad Bhagavatam daily, honor Prasadam, serve the devotees.
Yes. And here it's very specifically mentioned that every temple, I'm talking about each and every temple that Srila Prabhupada established, was built around these four simple practices. Because he knew that they are the only thing which are going to help us awaken that dormant of Krishna that we already have. It's just we are not connecting ourselves to it. As soon as we connect to it, we'll again go back to normal. I believe we all are normal right now, or trying to turn to normal. So, yes, that's Srila Prabhupada's mercy that we all have received. Now we'll look up a few examples. And first example is, if I put you in this position, right, which tree you will choose? The black one or the green one?
Yellow, green.
Yeah, yellow, green. And suppose if I choose a gardener, right? Not a gardener actually. There is a person who comes with a bucket of water and he tries putting water onto the leaves which have fallen on the ground already. What are those leaves? They are existential crisis. Whatever is existing right now is a problem for them. So suppose money or ISIS issue, right? Those are few of the problems that they are having right now, and they are trying to provide solutions to them again and again, again and again, again and again. What's going to happen? At the end, they are going to exhaust themselves. It's not going to help them in any ways. But then there comes a gardener who comes and tells them, why are you doing this? What are you doing? Try putting water into the roots. That is something which is going to help us. That is something which is going to help your existential crisis along with the real crisis, which is what? The peak of birth and death, the samskriti, the real issue. Try it. And who the gardener is for us? Who is the gardener? Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual master, who came to our life. They just try to tell us that, okay, here is a tree in our backyard, and now we all have power to put water, but it's just on us where do we have to put water. If we are putting water on those leaves, again, this capabilities are going to continue forever unless there is a break, there is break of bhakti that will come from mercy, mercy of Srila Prabhupada, that you will be able to drop those water droplets to the roots, and then the Krishna prayed, it will arise, the devotion, it will arise. At the end, serving Krishna is the highest welfare work that you can do. And whatever we say, like I have personally felt it some days, that when I try to love Krishna, I'm not able to. It's just because it's kind of materially I'm trying to do it from my own consciousness. But when it comes automatically, when any teacher is here, when any guru is here, who's portraying Krishna from their own perspective, I don't know, Krishna seems much more acceptable to me. Is that the same case with everyone, or is that the case with few of you? That Krishna seems approachable when any guru arrives, when they start explaining about Krishna? Yes, because they're gardeners. They are the one who know. They are the one who know how to or where to put water. That's why it feels easier for us. Now the quiz starts. Yes, we can say that the topic is unfailing name. Any example from Srimad Bhagavatam which talks about unfailing name? Anyone?
Ajamil.
Yes. This actually started this for Ajamila, dedicated to Ajamila, one of my favorite parts of Bhagavatam. So it says, can one accidental call to Krishna change the entire life? This is the real question. Do you guys believe still that only one accidental call to Krishna will change the entire trajectory of the life?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So this is the one which describes that empathy is something which operates on unconditional mercy. There are a lot of things which we can get on our own, but bhakti is something which comes from mercy. Who gave us this mercy? He started everything with that. And there are a lot of ways which I have described in few slides next after this. There are a lot of ways through which we can go, which we can get bhakti. Not get bhakti, but liberation. But it's like, again, if you have to reach to a position, you have 10 ways to go. But there is one person who's telling you, okay, no, come, this is the right way. And you trust that person because he is your spiritual master. Why are you going to try other 9 ways? You are just going to follow him throughout the life. And that's what bhakti is. That's what our whole process is. Our whole movement is about flawless Krishna consciousness. Simple. It's just we are going to follow Srila Prabhupada. He has given us the route. He has given us everything. He has given us the whole procedure. He has on top of given us guides who are there especially to help us just to cross this material ocean. And that's why this is called the unfailing name. Even in the event of failure, the holy name acts as unfailing safety net for us. Because it was given to us by Srila Prabhupada. Another place. Put yourself in this position, or actually put yourself here. When we face any difficulties in our life, which is the column where we put ourselves in. There are 3 columns. First is physical strength and capabilities. Second is family and society. And third is the golden rule of Krishna. You have to tell me.
These columns, they seem very weak to already breaking.
Yes, I know. They are already broken off. And again, who's the example of this from Srila
Kashendra.
Yes, exactly. I had a slide, but unfortunately got removed on something which talked about Gajendra. So yeah, this is actually an example of Gajendra. There is physical strength and capabilities, faith, miserability. He tried calling out for everyone, but nothing happened. And then all the others, then he was like, okay, no, let me now try calling Krishna. And just for a moment, he called Krishna. He started with this cooking, with just one flower. What happened? Everything changed. Udas came. Bhagwan came personally down just to save him. What he did, he used this amazing devotee called Sudarshan and he told him, okay, you save me. And he cut to Udas' neck and then Gajendra was saved. It happens to a life that when actually a devotee comes closer to us, even though if we are trying to do something bad to them, unintentionally or intentionally, it brings us closer to Krishna somewhere or the other. Vaishnava Prad is that when you are consciously doing this, we have to be careful of Vaishnava Prad. But when you are unconscious about it, still there is mercy of a Vaishnava that it brings us closer to Krishna. There are so many incidents that happen in Prabhupada's life where people tried doing things which were unfavorable to Prabhupada, which were unfavorable to Krishna conscious movement, but still Prabhupada didn't budge. He just served Krishna, and then not only this problem left, but Srila Prabhupada also helped all of them. We have a case of Juba temple, a very famous case. Most of people know about it. So that Mr. Naran was to
Mr. N.
and Mr. N. He went. He went. Well, I don't know. I don't want to even speculate. But after that, what happened to his wife? She was just in contact with Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada gave her shelter. And as as soon as Srila Prabhupada gave her Pratibha, we knew that no, we know her destiny now. Where she'll be going at the end. So that's the ultimate destination, that's the ultimate treasure that we all have, which is Srila Prabhupada, and how he has given those things to us through his books. And now it's why is Bhakti the only auspicious path? It's a kind of small mathematical breakdown, not a mathematical breakdown as well, a very normal one. That there are ways which are described in Bhagavad Gita through which we can actually attain liberation, which is karma, which are not only actions, which are righteous actions, we do right actions. Second, jnana, which is intellect. Third is yoga, which is physical and mental mastery. Fourth is bhakti, which is devotion. So karma is something which at the end purifies the worker. It helps our body, it helps to purify our karmas. Second is dhyana. It's something which is going to help us to understand the absolute. Third, yoga, which is physical and mental mastery. It controls the senses so that we can actually uh, follow four principles better. But fourth, which is bhakti, devotion, it is something which pleases Krishna directly. It does not need to wait. It is actually culmination of all of these three. And the fourth one is actually bhakti. So when there are people who are actually trying to follow karma, then no. They believe in karma cycle, that okay, it comes back, it comes and goes, it comes and goes, karma. Simple. Okay, it's going to help them purify their world, their life. But it's not directly going to make them come closer to Krishna. Say, Jnana. There are scholarly people. And India is filled with scholars. All the other places are also filled with scholars. But we know that there are a lot of scholars between us. But what if they don't even know about Krishna and still there are scholars? Such as if we see Mohan Prabhu, there's a picture behind that. That picture. It talks only and only about scholars. But they were devoid of Krishna. They were not aware of it. So it is actually intellect at its best, but without Krishna. Third, which is yoga. There are a lot of yoga teachers. There is whole Patanjali Sutra. If you read it, you are just going to get your body in an amazing shape, your mind in an amazing capacity of your own. But what if you are performing the Patanjali Sutra? What if you are performing different yoga asanas and activities, but you are still unaware of Krishna? Is it going to help you at the end? Yes, it will. Somewhere or the other, because you are clearing your consciousness. But that process is very lengthy. You have a very quick way to get out of this material world. Just by chanting Hare Krishna. Why do you still want to give your body first a chance, then your intellect a chance, and then your karma a chance? Do devotion. It's fine. Done. Srila Prabhupada did mention that's the only path actually we have to take. And now we have a proof of this concept that we are reading this verse. Who is that proof? Who has actually lived this verse? Srila Prabhupada. He crossed the ocean at the age of what? 69. Yes. He was, I don't think so, even I'm now, as 25, be able to cross the ocean in a ship. I personally don't think so. He arrived practical with, I guess, 40 rupees, right? He arrived to USA with 40 rupees. What does it say? At the third slide, those four problems, they all forward with Srila Prabhupada. But what was not there with Srila Prabhupada? The real problem, sincerity. That was something which Srila Prabhupada never had. And that's why all other fools never affect Srila Prabhupada. Those three, those four, will help Srila Prabhupada in getting this movement started, which happened all of a sudden by Krishna's will. But were all of those things required for him? No. He could have done it anyways, and it happened anyways with him coming to USA, which is 40 rupees. and then trying to do everything on his own, which he did, and then at the end we are here now living in his ultimate shelter, which is his bond. And this moment, we all are understanding, learning Srimad Bhagavatam, reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Will it be possible without Srila Prabhupada coming to US? Will it be possible without him doing that journey at the age of 69? That's the power of the charger, which is connected to us, or which we are not connecting yet to us, and we are just trying to exhaust this material body by doing all the other things. Again, what that charger is, nothing. The charger was the giver of the charger to us, Srila Prabhupada. He gave us the charger just to connect within us, so that we can actually read, write, learn about Krishna. As much as we'll do that, we'll engage ourselves more, and then we'll be removing ourselves with the obstacle of samsriti. That's the only real obstacle that we got. And this is again a question. Last sentence. What is one thing you will do today to become closer to Krishna? This is something where on which you can meditate on, you can write the answers of it. This is, I wanted it to become an activity, but we don't have that much time, so let's skip on that. But yes, you can write this question and think about it throughout the day. Like, what is that one thing that I'm going to do which is going to make me closer to Krishna? Because right now this picture is blurry. I cannot see Radha Krishna on the other side, right? I know that they are them, but I cannot see them. Now, to accept the gift of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Yes, we can all say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's all the only way. This is the only way which is going to purify us, so that the picture which is behind becomes clear to us. With this, I will pay my obeisances to all of you and say Hare Krishna, so that if you have any corrections, that you can give to me any questions, which I'll answer with help of all of you, and any suggestions, anything. Just wanted to mention one thing. This is actually the picture of Radha Shri Gopinath. Again, I just put it in an air. I don't know why it turned up like this. There are deities, but you can see cows, you can see position, everything is ours. But the deities they change. I don't know that's happening how. And it's not that even they're very, they just change to different deities. And I think they're rather good, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, just this much. Hare Krishna.
No, I'm not going to answer. So you mentioned that in the very beginning of the slide, you mentioned that bhakti is there's no more auspicious path than bhakti. Then at some point you also mentioned that this is the only way. You know, it sounded like a Christian missionary, but they also preach the same thing. Jesus is the only way. You know, you cannot go to God without Jesus. So how are we different from them? To me, it sounds like a claim that everyone is making, that okay, our path is the only way. Christians, they will say, oh, our path is the only way, Jesus is the only way. Then other faith, they will also say that, oh, our path is the only way. So how can you back this claim, that our path is the only way, and not just make a statement just like that?
So far, me claiming that statement comes from Srila Bhagavatam, because I have that faith. Like, I'm trying to build it still. And for me, it comes with Srila Bhagavatam, because it says that, and I'm fully trusting it. And we all know about Jesus. We all know about different religions where their spiritual leaders came and how they appeared. They all are ideal messengers. That's what we all believe in personally. So just same as Srila Prabhupada, they all were assigned to or for different religions where they can actually give guidance to them. And if through that shelter they are getting guidance, it's okay. At the end they'll come to Krishna. And that way will come eventually. So just we also heard about four ways through which we can actually attain Krishna, but the process is a little bit slower to upper three parts. But the fourth devotion, it helps us understanding everything. Same way goes for different religions as well. They all have something good in them. They all are trying to learn everything about Krishna at the end. But at this exact position, they are unaware of it. And when those things will go clear, when they feel that there is still a divide, at that time they will come to Krishna, somewhere or the other. And to answer your exact question, it's something that I ask you only to answer, but it's you ask questions unfortunately I don't know what
Yes. My point was more of if someone who doesn't believe in Srimad Bhagavatam, there was a person sitting here who doesn't know anything about Bhakti, doesn't know anything about Srimad Bhagavatam. If they hear this kind of claim, then how will you explain it to them that why are you making this kind of claim?
That's why I said it's you who's going to have the answer. I'm unfortunately not that much qualified.
We can discuss it. We can discuss it later, but it's something that we can meditate upon. That if yes, we are all connected to Bhakti, and then we can yes, we believe in Srimad Bhagavatam, we have that faith. But what if some newcomer comes in and they don't know that? So then, how can we present this in a way that they can also, accept this? Or yeah, some reasons why we're making this claim, why we trust it so much. Yeah. Say anything.
Interactions, questions.
Other question was very nice presentation. I feel like especially the template slide had like one line summary here, and which is very effective. One was these charts that connects old music learners who's smoothly I really like quite hard and was amazing, especially the point where it's attempting to satisfy every societal and personal demand and mutually exhausting and effective. This is very true. And that was such a good example of how that person was trying to model water and can leave. But there's no point watering that. You can water the business questions. Effectively, how you use the answers and you use it to guide them to show how the soul and body differences and the amazing and the visual of the holy name being the safety net was amazing. So I really like that there was a good mix of like effective pointers and the way you presented it and the way you spoke about it, and it is really relatable in that way. So I really like it, and especially how it made it very engaging in the end, which is and now that makes me think that what do I do today? Move to the Krishna. So that was amazing. So thank you.
Yeah. Congratulations. It's very beautiful stories. I have to learn from you which we have to learn so we can reach it. This is incredible. Because I really appreciate so much of surrender to Srila Prabhupada. That was the most useful words. I should be buying that quality from you. Because without acharyas, what else do we know? Very factual, relatable. And one reflection that I find developed. I don't know if it's a reflection during your classes. I like that table, the Jnana Yoga. Yeah, so we can go back to the table. Like how very well does it explain So we're talking about auspicious, and then the word to word synonyms. The word for auspicious is Shiva. That itself answers it because personified auspiciousness is Shiva. And if you look at Lord Shiva, his personality, he in different Puranas, in Agamas, Nigamas, various ways explains all these processes. And he himself then says that the topmost is this one. So the word auspicious, the embodiment of auspiciousness is Shiva. And he himself demonstrates all these paths. He presents the yoga path, he presents Jnana Yoga. When he himself gives Adi Shankaracharya, he gave the impersonalist method also for those who could only understand that at the time. And then he himself, for Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures, reveals that. So that's where the word struck to me, Shiva. And then that table also was with Krishna.
So you mentioned that serving Krishna will help you to get free from all the problems in your life. So you those problems is material problems are included. The material problems are included. You won't feel them, those material problems are that important. That's why we give example of Srila Prabhupada, right? That at the age of 16 with this 40 rupees, that practically explains health problem, material problems, and business. There were four problems: the job and then marriage, right? So let's exclude marriage from here, but money, job, health, all of those problems were something which will affect us somewhere or the other. But what was the problem that he didn't have? Something, the root problem, which is actually the because of repeated birth in death. Since he came out of that, all the other things did not affect him. And that's what happens with most of us, that when we actually try understanding the path of Bhakti Yoga, we don't feel that much affected with all of the upper level problems, like the lower level problems. They don't affect us that much. So right now, because we are not that much aware, we are not that much inclined towards Bhakti Yoga, we are starting, we are learning, but we are not that much inclined towards it. We are still being affected by all of those problems. Once that process begins in higher phase with our spiritual master, he takes our hand, he guides us. It becomes easier. Everything becomes easier. Those problems are going to be there as well, but the effect will diminish. You won't feel that same effect.
So you do the person while putting them at so
I'll show you one more thing.
Yeah. Fire or something.